Hi everybody, it's Alan Gould here and Dean Evans. You're joining us live at Turner's Cross for the Saxone Cup final between Churchvilla and of course Grattan United. Dean, it's a great evening here for both teams involved.
Absolutely, this is something that they're striving towards all season to get to Turner's Cross. It's one of the main features of the season to get there, and to be here under the lights with their family and friends watching them, it's a great achievement for both clubs. At the end of the day, that's their main point for all season.
And for those of us watching, you can see the rain has come down in the last hour or so. Will that prove very difficult for both teams, or will it play to the hands of one team, do you think?
It depends on the fitness of both clubs. Like you look at the guys from Churchvilla would have a lot of have GA fellas that are probably just starting the season, so they'll be match fit. Will that play a part at the end of the game? We'll only see. Like Grattan will be a footballing team. We watched them a couple of times this season. Obviously, big pitch is going to make a big difference as well. So we'll see how it goes throughout the game. If the pitch cuts up, I don't think so. Start of the season for League of Ireland as well. So it might play a factor, it might not then as well at the same time.
And kick-off obviously is at 7:30, but earlier we saw both sets of teams warming up. It's fair to say that Grattan seemed a bit more hyped up for it, whereas when I saw the lads at the other end, they just seemed to be going through the motions. Is that a mindset thing?
I don't think so. Everyone has their own way of warming up. Like when I was playing back in the day, it was run across the pitch a couple of times and you're done, a couple of shots and goal. But the way fellas are warming up nowadays, it's a lot more scientific. I know it's at the end of the day, it's only grassroots football, but they all have their own way of doing it, and if it works for them, it works for them.
Of course, and obviously you mentioned the guys from Churchvilla that have GA players. Like, is there a difference in fitness when it comes to a final like tonight?
You look at GA matches are shorter than normal football matches, so that might play a part. I'm not 100% certain because I never played GA. Well, I did, but I wasn't very good at it. But we'll see what way that works out. A lot will tell when the second half starts. We see what way they're feeling. If a lot of fellas are on their knees.
And from your own point of view, Dean, you played here, I think it was about 10 years ago when last Grattan got here. What's that like as a feeling for a player in the dressing rooms?
You're robbing me of 1 year now, to be honest. It was 9 years ago, but no, it was good because when we started our season, it was a little bit rubbish. But when you're striving towards this, and when I was out there in the dressing room with the guys then as well, the adrenaline starts running around, butterflies and stuff. And
you obviously know some of the guys, you've played alongside of the guys. Like, from a player's point of view, is this a totally different game or just a normal game?
It depends on the player. Like you have I saw a lot of lads with the Grattan team are in their mid-30s like myself, so they would look at it different. You might get young fellas there in their early 20s. It's probably their first time playing out here. It'd be a different ball game for them. So we'll see how they fare out as well. Under the lights is a big difference.
And like outside of the actual game and the result, it's a big thing for both teams to come here and play in front of their friends and family in a place like Turner's Cross.
Absolutely. Like you might only get to do it once. You might get to do it 100 times. But once you're doing it in front of your friends, it's a big honour as well. When you hear them shouting your name in the crowd, they might be giving you a boost up. They might be giving you an attaboy like my dad used to back in the day. So we'll see how they do then as well with that.
And obviously we're going to have commentary from the game with Dean as well through the game. I suppose one thing when you look at the players, like it's obviously a game on paper that, is it fair to say that Grattan would be favoured?
When you look at the last 2 years, Grattan have only had 4 league losses or 4 losses full stop in the last 2 years. So coming on form, they're definitely the form team, but different scenario. It's a cup game as well. We all know cup games can make people play a little bit different to what they're usually playing. Churchvilla haven't had the great results over the last few weeks, so we'll see how they start off then as well.
And we saw some of the lads from Grattan, they were getting a fitness test at the last couple of minutes, like, so obviously from a team selection point of view, there was still an element of am I in, am I out?
No, you're right, because you look at Don Broderick, probably one of the best players in the AUL, never mind the second division, failed his fitness test just before the match, so that's a downer for him, but downer for his teammates then as well. But you've Tyke Lawton on the bench then as well, out all season, so this will be his first game if he comes off the bench, so it's a massive boost for them as well. So you've both sides of the coin with that.
And from a managerial point of view, is it the managers have said their last words? It's up to the players as soon as they cross the white line.
The second the final whistle went to the semi-final. This is what they're looking towards. So if they have that every time they're in training, they're talking to the lads. We're going to Turner's Cross. We're going to Turner's Cross. It's in the mindset all the time. So but they don't want to take their eyes off the league as well, because Grattan are going to try to get promoted as well. So
And from a player's point of view, for the people watching at home, like, you know, Turner's Cross is obviously one of those places where even if you've only 20 people, the shout from the crowd is quite kind of close. Like, is that something that will play to the players when you see them coming on here shortly?
It's the same as an AUL game, because in an AUL game you go up and there's a fella, he's 10 yards inside the line because he's after losing his sense of direction. So it's the same here. You might get the crowd are kind of pushed away from the line because of the rain.
Of course.
But when they start shouting, someone might have a couple of shandies and the horseshoe in before the match, so we'll see what way that works out.
I think the players are set to come out onto the pitch here very shortly, but from a prediction point of view, is there a way that you could put a prediction based on form?
Based on form, you're looking at Grattan's going to win this easily, but again, cup match, anything can happen. But I'd still say Grattan probably going to win this easily, unfortunately, for the Churchvilla guys.
And is there anything, I know it's a totally opposite competition, but Champions League, with the games that are on tonight, is that going to have any part in the crowd's kind of input? Will they be checking the phones?
I see a couple of lads here, Man United fans. I'm sure they'll be screaming if Barcelona scored another one. So I'm obviously an Everton fan, so I couldn't care less about Liverpool.
And from the fans' point of view, like what will they see tonight? Like, will it be a brand new team from both sides? You mentioned the GA players coming in. Is it literally going to be, you know, from what you're looking at from previous, or is it start again?
These two teams played each other a couple of weeks back, and it was a massive scoreline on the Grattan side of things. But they played a lot of their schoolboys guys in that match. I'm sure they did anyway. So you have a lot of the guys who are probably holding off for this just to get a bit of silverware. So you might see what you're seeing every single week in the AUL matches, or you might see something completely different. So we'll see what happens.
And from a manager's point of view, when obviously they have their game plans, but when they come in and it's raining, does that totally throw the whole thing out of the?
I'm sure it's something that they will look towards, especially when they're training. They're obviously out in the fields and stuff like that, and if the rain is coming down. But our weather's been good lately, so but I don't think it'll have any effect on any of these players. Once they get the butterflies on, they cross the white line. It's in their own hands at the end of the day.
And from the players, like, who would be the players to watch for both sides? We'd start off firstly with Grattan. I know there's some danger players there that we've earmarked already.
Yeah, so you look at across the line, across the back line, you've all the old heads like you've Richie O'Hare, you've Eugene Hennessy, guys have been around the block a few times, so they know. And you've Max Sweeney up front for Grattan, you've Sean Lynch in the middle who can pull the strings. Even though he's small, he's probably got the biggest heart between all of them. The Churchvilla guys, anybody could show up here, so it could be either a guy that hasn't played for all season, or a fella that's just decided I'll play with the heart.
And it is a fairly heavily, you know, GA-led area that they're coming from. So, you know, the GA side of things is finished for some of them from only last week.
Yeah.
So is it literally a case that when they hit onto the pitch, they're fresh on the back of their games, or will they be tired?
I wouldn't have a clue now, to be honest, about GA. As long as they don't put 15 out there, that's all that matters for the Grattan lads.
Okay.
But anything can happen on the day.
Okay.
Anything can happen on the day.
Are you looking forward to doing a bit of commentary on the match tonight?
Absolutely. Looking at it a different perspective rather than sitting down with my hamburger and my chips. Hopefully, obviously, people at home that can't make it to the match or work or something like that, so they can enjoy the match and as well in a different perspective, and rather than just watching it and having Coronation Street in the background or the Liverpool match on as well. So as long as they're listening to us, that's the main thing.
Okay, we're almost at kick-off time. The teams will be coming out very shortly, and we'll hand it over to the PA. Here's the names of the teams.
Welcome to Turner's Cross for the playing of the Saxone Cup final, kindly sponsored by Heineken Ireland, between Churchvilla F.C. and Grattan United B. The teams will line out as follows. Churchvilla. Number 1, Jan Hendrickman. Number 2, Graham Slemon. Number 3, Massey Walsh. Number 4, Chris Smith. Number 5, John O'Driscoll. Number 6, Tomas O'Leary. Number 7, Paddy O'Sullivan. Number 8, Steve Hozine. Number 9, Brian Minahan. Number 10, Dylan Carr. Number 11, Ian Carr.
Is that as per the team that you got, Dean?
Yeah, all the same. No changes anyway, so obviously from the warm-ups they're all fitting well to come out to the pitch. Like, they'll be inside there now. They're probably in the tunnel at the moment. Like, a few of the old lads will obviously know what they're doing.
Of course.
Yeah,
the rain is starting to come down a bit heavier now. It's not heavy rain, it's more misty rain, which, as you know, is a rain that no one really, from GA or soccer, no one likes to play in. So as they're coming out, it's going to be the first thing they hit them since they went back in.
It depends on the way the players play. Like, if you look at Sean Lynch now, he's, as I said, quite a small young fella, but he's probably the most gifted player on the pitch between him and Max Sweeney. So the rain will probably actually suit them because the ball will slip along the ground a lot quicker. But they just need to get it to their feet quickly. And the Churchvilla lads, it depends on how they play, because the couple of matches I've seen them, it seems to be going down the wings, and not a lot going through the centre. So it depends how Eugene Hennessy will clear that up at the back.
Of course.
So we'll see what way they play. It'll start from the first few minutes. Who's going to hit? Who's going to try to press high? Who's going to, if Church is going to let them come on to them?
And the conditions as well, you know, from a point of view of the players. The first ball is vital to get their footing. You know, that's when sometimes a player can pick up an early injury, especially when it's greasy conditions. That first ball that comes in.
Yeah, and the ref probably talked to the guys as well that just be careful with your tackles from the first few minutes, because you don't want to be getting booked in the first few minutes. You don't want to be setting off, especially out in Turner's Cross, which actually happened in our match in 2010. Our captain got sent off.
Really?
But he probably spoke to them. Look, lads, calm down for the first 10 minutes. You hear the whistle there now, so they're coming out.
The players are coming onto the pitch here, I think, in the background. You can just see the players, just see one or two heads just peeking out from around.
Yeah, so
almost into the tunnel there now.
That's it. So the whistle or the bell in some matches, it's to call the lads out. So obviously, Philip on the Grattan side or Ray on the Churchvilla side is giving the lads. They obviously haven't heeded it. They haven't come out yet. So obviously, no one wants to show their card early.
No.
That's what they're trying to do now.
You can see the crowd here. It is quite cold, to be fair. You know, the weather conditions for the players, but for the fans, I hope it's not going to knock them out too much. That they can get behind their team and get focal as soon as the first kick of the ball is done.
No, that's it. We have a lot of the guys here. I can see them from Knockneeny, so they obviously made the trek out here. So you don't mind being cold once your friend is even a little bit colder on the pitch. It's
not so much of a trek, I suppose, for the lads coming across, but for the lads coming up from Churchvilla, you know, it's a bit of a spin for people to come up on a night where obviously the conditions aren't great. Yeah, so they have to come through obviously Middleton and stuff like that, so they probably have to leave that a little bit earlier, so the apprehension of coming onto the pitch will be heightened because of that, so we have to wait a little bit longer. And as they come on here, final predictions? Final predictions, I'm going Grattan 3-0. 3-0, okay, there you have it. Before the game begins, spectators will not be allowed in the pitch and have
Thank you for joining us tonight. Community meeting. Grattan United versus Churchvilla. The match just kicked off with Grattan playing from left to right into the shed end. Scottish yet on the ball. He's going to roll it out. Doesn't seem to be much of a deep pass from the Churchvilla guys. Just letting the ball come running. Takes it down towards Cotton. One of the Cotton boys. Stephen Maxwell trying to take on the centre midfield with number 5. Just looking for Churchvilla clears up. Since we're up and down in the middle, conditions are playing a part of that. Something to do, but under man for Churchvilla to play very easily. Big move up front. Skinny surface. Good old crowd here from both sides of the community. Champions League final on and great conditions. He looks like he's okay anyway. Smacking it off the ball, especially the ball went high. Walsh from Churchvilla plays it to Millen. Adrian Duggan clears up. They're kind of mature here. Really good again. Just trying to play around with the left back, but other play unfortunately. Massive Walsh on the ball now. Swing and a missed over Sean. Eugene Hennessy clears up. Ball into the centre to Max Sweeney. As I said previously in the game, probably one of the most gifted players in AUL, playing second division with Grattan. If he's on form, he's on form. He's probably one of the best players around, so we'll see how he fares during the match. Sullivan on the ball now, trying to take on the right back, or the left back. Basang. So Sullivan again. Oh, great save, great save by O'Shea, great save, 1-on-1. Should have put that ball away, the ball away. Throw ball into Churchvilla, back to the left back. The easy clear by Hennessy. There's O'Driscoll on the ball. And Graham Fleming the Churchvilla right back clears up the pitch. Churchvilla guys wanted to test O'Shea quickly. They did that, and O'Shea was up to the challenge. And Shaw Lynch in the middle. O'Hare on the ball, Grattan captain, and Max Sweeney. Back to O'Hare. The early ball and play off. Support from Hennessy. Hennessy should be taking his time on the ball like that. Plenty of time. There was a call as well from the middle. And Paddy O'Sullivan on the ball now trying to take on Hennessy. Tries to go around him. Well, it's safe to say that the Churchvilla guys have obviously started much better than the Grattan guys. Are obviously up for it. As I said before the game as well, when you come on into the pitch, it's a completely different ball game. It's massive Walsh on the ball now for throw ball for Churchvilla. Minahan moves away and takes it on. And Jamie Carroll was onto him straight away. Trying to put the ball on top and throw in for Grattan. Nathan Duggan on the ball now. And Jimmy Carroll, he's a big young fella, so he's well able to hold the ball up. The ball moving down towards the corner flag. The throw ball for Grattan. About 5 or 6 yards from the corner flag. First 5 minutes gone, this game it's a bit scrappy, but obviously teams are trying to get to see what way each other are playing. The conditions aren't helping that now as well. Yeah, Carl puts it in. That's close by Kylie. Obviously didn't keep his head up. He snatched at the ball. It's a goal kick for Churchvilla.
Derek, first ball, watch it, yeah? You want to see it? First ball.
Set the midfield for Churchville seems to be carrying a knock. We'll see how he fares over the next few minutes. Pin in on the ball, trying to go past Duggan. Back to the left back. Hennessy has time. Throw ball to Churchville. It seems very scrappy at the first few minutes. No one seems to think that they have time on the ball, but no one seems to be communicating that either. This ball shot the throw in. It's an early call. It's a free into Grattan. Or free into Churchville. Tomas O'Leary in the middle is definitely carrying lock on his left hand side. Seems to be walking very gingerly. The Grattan lads are lining up the 18-yard line. O'Leary is down. If he's looking for assistance or he's going to be taken off. Seems to be his ankle. You can hear some of the Grattan lads talking about the team that played a couple of weeks ago versus this team. I don't know if they were just holding off if there was a match on, or they were missing a few games or what the situations, but they seem to be a different outfit altogether. O'Leary seems to be okay to carry on. The old magic sprays is sorting out. Claudio's having to put the ball in. It fell to Dylan Cal, but it didn't connect properly. Now Grattan are on the break. Maybe Sean Lynch pushing on. The captain puts it out of play. It's so quick in these conditions that the match can turn from a defence to attack, especially with the ball getting away like that. Grattan seem to be getting down. And it's up for a corner down the shed end. And the big lads from the back now seem to be working their way forward. In height, you're looking at both teams are very, very similar. A couple of big centre midfielders for the Churchvilla lads. Like Hennessy and Jamie Carroll seem to be quite tall as well, so we see how that ball comes in. You have to be beating the first man with this ball, so they've been working on this obviously through training for the last couple of weeks. They've been working on this all summer, all year as well. The ball comes in, it's a free out, it's a push by one of the Grattan lads. Balls up in the air. Eugene Hampstead seems to be sitting back more as a sweeper more than anything else. I don't know if that's a tactical ploy. Churchvilla through. There you go. It's 1-0 to Churchvilla. Paddy O'Sullivan with the goal. As poor defending at the end of the day. Like if you look at Hennessy was sat way back. He left his left back. He left David Ford on his own. and when the ball slipped through his feet, and O'Sullivan put it
Scorer
away.
for Churchvilla, number 7, Audie O'Sullivan.
Now we have to see what way the Grattan guys are after going 1-0 down against a team that they thought they were going to beat easily. The main thing is for them to try to get the ball in the field and let the ball do the work more than anything else. It seems frustration is building in already. There's only 10 minutes gone in the game, or just over 10 minutes gone in the game. So into minute again? No, into the sang in the middle. Thrown to Grattan down our right hand side. Adrian Duggan seems to be taking this. Seems to be taking more some. Sean Lynch is free. Into Richie O'Hare. Richie O'Hare lays it up for the corner. It's a poor cross in. Poor cross in doesn't test anyone and goes up for a goal kick. Churchvilla guys obviously scored from a goal kick on their own side of things, so we'll see how that goes. But that's a poor kick out. That must be a free in. Has to be a free in. Jimmy Carr was taken up, but it was more of a coming together than anything else. So we've an indirect free kick about 25-30 yards from the goal. Keeper gets his 3-man wall ready. It looks like from the amount of players that are going up there, he's going to put it in. But the way Carroll is actually lining the ball up, he's actually going to go for a goal. So can they hit back quickly? Straight over the bar, that's it. They should be testing the keeper at least from that. Like we're going 10 minutes now and Grattan haven't had a shot on target yet. And Philip Moore's trying to get his point across to the guys in the middle. Seems like Grattan have set up a 4-2-3-1 tactic more than anything else. I don't know if that's to try to control the centre or not. They're not pressing at all towards the back of the Churchvilla guys. Throw a ball for Grattan, even dug on the ball. The Churchvilla team seem to be first to the ball all times. Churchvilla trying to get an extra few yards. Carefully, Thompson puts him in his place. Oh, McCarthy, sorry. Shaped, collects that. Wayward ball went nowhere. A few people up for it. The ball goes towards left back. And Paddy O'Sullivan goes score on the ball. So lucky. It actually goes to Dylan Cahill, one of the Cahill lads. Plays a dummy. Fleming on the ball, pushes into the middle. O'Leary on the ball. Out to Cahill again. And he's getting around the left back. O'Shea takes it easily. The Churchvilla team definitely started better than the Grattan lads today. They seem to be rushing everything a little bit too quickly. Ball in again, but Duggan holds off the big number 9. O'Shea on the ball. Now the wind and the rain is picking up, so that's obviously playing a factor, but it should be playing a factor with Churchvilla as well. But they're definitely getting to the ball quicker, moving things quicker as well. Again, goal kick to no one, and it's just gone back to O'Shea again. And Duggan makes himself available. And they all move across one. O'Shea again with the kick. Danny Whittingham on the ball. Wasn't Rich O'Hare. Wasn't first to the ball at all. Now there's 3 in the middle on their own. Eugene to the ball. Tries to move it down the wing. Looks like he can come together with Kylie. That's a free kick, no advantage played there. As we spoke before the game, as the Grattan only 4 league losses in the last 2 years, and they've all come this year. They went unbeaten last year. They've got to be up in their game with this at least. They're putting their foot in the ball because of the greasy surface. I know Shea seems to be touching the ball more than anyone else for the Grattan lads. But they all seem to be running forward. No one seems to be turning around looking for where the ball is going. But again, in behind, the centre back comes across the clear. Sliding tackle. Bit of old school, can't go wrong with that. Got the ball. They're going with the throw now, so see who's going to make themselves available. Sean's available in the middle, but he doesn't seem to be looking for the ball. Ball goes down to Carl, looking for a throw ball again, but it's a Churchvilla ball this time. You can hear Philip Morris and the lads put their foot in the ball. They need to control the ball. The game will look better, but the Churchvilla guys are definitely on the front foot. Ball seems to go over everyone, and Duggan just swiped it and gone for a throw ball for the Churchvilla guys. This ball took the throw on now. See if they go down the line. Dylan Cal seems to be playing across the front 3, seems to be moving independently, seems to have that free roll. Right, Damien Sweeney seems to be, he could definitely do better than that. This is a wayward pass. Dylan Cahill on the ball now, trying to go around with Richie O'Hare. Richie O'Hare just needs to stand off him. Cal gets the ball in, and Derek Heidi cleans it up. Sean Lynch takes it down, moves out, put Damon McSweeney. McSweeney moves inside, moves into the space in front of him. Goes around number 6. Gets the ball now, what's he going to do with it? Putting him on the ball. This needs to be the best passage play that the Grattan guys have had all game. And the ball over the top. That's very, very close. Very close. By Damien McSweeney. Obviously frustrated with himself. But you can see the flashes of that now with the Grattan guys. That's what they can do. They've been doing it all season.
Keep up!
The referee just talking to McSweeney because the whistle was gone and he booted the ball into the stand. Obviously, his frustration getting the better of him, but referee McCarthy also just having a quick chat with him just to calm down a small bit. Now Richie O'Hare's on to his guys and across the pitch, talking about the easy ball. That's going up for a Grattan throw just below us here. Duggan on the ball. Kylie's making himself available. Sean Lynch is moving across. So it goes down the line. Danny Whittingham. It's up in the air now. David Ford took the ball down well down. Kylie in the middle. Ball up over the top. You see, when you try something like that, it has to be spot on because it's going to skid off the surface. The keeper takes his time, waits for Carl to come in on top of him. Gets his few seconds. Big ball again, in towards the left back for Grattan. And Cahill takes it down. And Minahan with the ball, moves out towards Cahill. Ball hasn't got on play yet. That's a throw ball to referee, the linesman changed his mind, so it's a free kick to Grattan, a couple of yards away from their corner flag. The rain is definitely picking up. It's coming down. It was from that mist. It's coming. It's a hard rain now. It's going to get in the players' faces. They have to play a lot more football rather than booting it up the pitch. A prime example of that is the ball just going straight out of play. That's Churchvilla throw up towards the halfway line, and their captain Fleming up the line, robs an extra couple of yards. Nothing wrong with that. Goes off. Paddy O'Sullivan, the goal scorer, for a throw ball to Grattan. Ford with the throw. Gio here swipes at the ball up in the air. David McSweeney goes in with Kyle. Eugene, there was a call from the keeper, but clears it to Sean Lynch, putting him on the ball up over the top. But that's to no one. And Ford puts it up for a throw ball for Churchvilla. If you look towards the Grattan bench, I'm not sure if this continues towards the end of the half or even the start of the second half. They'd have to be looking at making a change. Like you have big players on the bench, like you have Donald Lyons, you have Jason O'Leary, seasoned players have been here before, won finals over here before. And you have Tyke Lawton on the bench, as I said, first game of the season if he comes off the bench. A horrific injury at the start in pre-season. He's getting a bit scrappy now. They're just putting it all out of play. Nothing seems to be falling for anyone, so you have a couple of the Grattan lads are warming up. The two managers, Graham and Philip, in conversation. Can they make any changes before the half, or are they looking towards the second half? You've 25 minutes gone.
Steve! Watch it, that boy! Beside you!
Throw it out by Fleming. A couple of players make themselves down, but it seems to be a big throw into the box. Derek Riley climbing all over him, but it's actually going to it's a Grattan free kick, free out. And they're all looking for O'Shea. You have to wonder what are Grattan going to do to rectify this scrappiness in the middle. They don't seem to be putting the foot in the ball. And the referee now is talking to Churchvilla centre midfielder. That's actually Dylan Carroll. I'm not sure if something was said, so he's just asked him to watch himself. O'Shea now with the free kick. And Derek Howley with the head on. Jamie McSweeney keeps it in. The ball is free. Carroll down by the end, and he puts it across. He put it across very quickly. He should put his foot in the ball, and was cleared down by the centre back. It looked like Ian Cal was actually offside, but the referee said play on. The linesman said play on. Now you have a free out. He was pulling on Stephen Harris, but seems to have hurt himself in the process. It seems to be okay to continue anyway.
Get up the pitch, Mike. Swap it there. Swap. You see it.
O'Shea now with the free kick. Seems to be the norm so far. O'Shea with the free kick, or O'Shea with the ball in his hands. Here comes to a Carroll. Carroll moves into the middle. Tries to chip it up over the. And Danny with him just swung his foot at the ball. I'm sure he didn't know he had timed the ball. There was no call. He saw the opportunity, he took it. Didn't come out too well. Big boot with the keeper. Ball's over the top. It's offside. O'Shea with the kick out. Down to Danny Whittingham. The ball got caught in the air. And it's a throw ball now to Churchvilla. Danny Whittingham with the ball. Ball goes into the middle. Big Bull put the ball over the top again and to O'Shea, which O'Shea now is looking to free up the left back, and he gives it to Sean Lynch. And Sean Lynch takes the ball in towards the halfway line and gives it to David Ford. David Ford puts it to Max Sweeney. Sweeney back again. Ford up over the top. It's the throw ball to Grattan. Fleming with the clearance. It's gone up in the air over Sean Lynch and Paul O'Sullivan's head. The ball is getting obviously moving in the air, so they're not judging it properly. We have a throw into Churchvilla. For the time being, the rain has settled down slightly. Danny Whittingham with the clearance with his head. He was going out to Marcy Vultures on his own. And Marcy Vultures the throw in. Let's throw the ball to Churchvilla on the side, or to Grattan. Come off Churchvilla player last. But our referee McCarthy wants to talk to someone again. He's telling them calm down. Duggan ball. Sean Lynch has the ball, gives it to Eugene Hennessy. Eugene Hennessy has loads of time. He's looking for a player. He just plays it back to his centre back partner. Plays into middle. Sean Lynch, nice touch. Moving around his player. Puts it up over the right back's head. That's got to be a penalty. That's got to be a penalty. No, that looked inside the box. That looked like it was inside the box. It's actually a free kick just inside the box. Damien McSweeney was going around the keeper and the right back, and both of them actually took him out at the same time. So you have a free kick right on the line of the 18-yard box. Now you have to think that Grattan should be testing the keeper from this side. They haven't had a shot on target. Now we're looking at we're a half an hour into the game and 0 shots on target. If you have Sean Lynch just inside the box, there's a 3-man wall. With 4 players inside the 6-yard, 5 players inside the 6-yard box. Which you heard the free kick. It doesn't beat the wall. No, it seems to be a swing. A lot of people swinging for the ball. Stephen Harris clears it. It's a throw ball just below us here for Churchvilla. You got to think that the Grattan guys should be testing the keeper from there. Unless Richard here pulled the rank and said he was taking the free kick. He wants to try to grab this game with the scruff of the neck and drag it by getting the goal back. Okay. And the referee Thompson wants to be talking to Stephen Harris. Obviously something was said there. He's talking to both Eugene Hennessy and Stephen Harris. So we've just gone past 30 minutes in. We've Churchvilla leading 1-0 after 10 minutes. Paddy O'Sullivan 1-1 with O'Shea and just put it past him. Grattan trying to claw their way back into this game, but nothing seems to be coming off of them yet. Swing and a miss by Eugene Hennessy. Throw ball for Churchvilla just about in line, the 18-yard line. And Stephen Basang there trying to go around. Centre back. And Jimmy Carroll. Jimmy Carroll tries to go back past 2 players at the same time. Doesn't come off for him. a throw ball for Grattan right down by their own corner flag. Churchvilla trying to press them in, pin them into the corner. Adrian Duggan now with the throw ball is going to go up the line. There seems to be no one in behind Whittingham. So if he heads it on, Richie here is moving in there. So Eugene Hennessy got in there. So it's very scrappy down that side of the pitch. There seems to be 10 players on top of each other. Or you need someone to put the foot in the ball and move it across the pitch. Good clearance up to Jamie Carroll. Jamie Carroll turns on it. He tries to put it in over the centre back's head to Danny McSweeney, but it doesn't come off. We did before now on the ball, moving forward into Derek Kiley in the middle, back to Ford again, back to Kiley, back to Ford again. Well, he takes his eye off the ball and it goes over a throw ball for Churchvilla. Every time you see the guys in Grattan are putting a foot on the ball or even trying something new, someone seems to take their eye off the ball and it's going over for a throw ball. Churchvilla player with the ball up front. Danny Whittingham onto the ball. And Sean Lynch, did he do a bit of magic? Healthy tackle by the number 7 and number 3. Going for a throw ball for Grattan. Duggan with the throw ball. To Jimmy Carroll. Jimmy Carroll needs to be to the ball quicker than that. Battling the middle of the pitch with Eugene Hennessy and Ian Cowell. Ian Cowell tries to free Stephen Bassan, but it doesn't come off. Scott O'Shea with the ball. Moves out to Stephen Ford. Stephen Ford moves it across to Adrian Duggan into Sean Lynch in the middle with Eugene Hennessy. Grant is starting to control the ball now, but they seem to be going nowhere with it. Derek Kiley with the ball. He loses possession. The Churchvilla guys just clear the ball off for a throw ball. A throw ball back to O'Shea. O'Shea who's definitely touched the ball most between all the Grattan players. Richie here with the head on. It comes off Fleming and it goes up for a throw. David Ford now on the ball. Looking for an available player. Max Sweeney heads it on. Head tennis across the side of the pitch again. With Ford trying to clear up, but actually comes off one of the Churchvilla players and goes out there for a throw ball. There doesn't seem to be much width in the teams when Grattan have the ball. They don't seem to be moving across quickly. It seems to be very narrow across the middle. Now Sean Lynch heads it back to the player that just headed to him. You need someone to put their foot in the ball like that. Sean takes it down, moves across to his right back to David Ford. Whittingham on the ball. Quick 1-2 with Sean. Now Whittingham gets past him. He puts it through to Jimmy Carroll. Jimmy Carroll just onside. Tries to go around this player. He's actually dragging on the centre back. The Churchvilla move it out. They're playing it out of the centre back. Actually, he's cool head by the centre back, puts it back to his keeper. He gets his breather. Gets his few seconds, 6 seconds on the ball. Big boot. Actually goes straight to Whittingham. Whittingham takes it down, looking for one of his own players. Puts it through. Damien McSweeney takes it down, turns on the ball gets away from him. And Eugene Hennessy and Cahill. Going for the ball. It's actually free kick to Grattan. Eugene Hennessy puts it across to Duggan. Duggan gives it back to Eugene Hennessy. Eugene Hennessy moves into the middle. Puts the ball through to Carroll. Carroll takes the foot in the ball. Soft free kick, but Carroll takes it. Joe here gets the ball, trying to redeem himself from his free kick earlier. The referee talks to Carroll. Carroll's had words with the centre back. Handbag stuff. You can hear the Grattan management shouting for the second ball. Referees, the keeper's lining up. He's a wall, 4-man wall. And it just skids across the surface and goes narrowly wide. The players will be glad to know that the rain has stopped. Shadows forming on the pitch again rather than mist across their heads. Keeper with the boot does go straight to Max Sweeney. Max Sweeney should have taken a touch. Max Sweeney on the ball again. Looks for the line. Tries to go around the player outside of the foot with the boot. Big boot up into the air again.
Stay low!
Up over the top. Duggan watching it going over his head. Down into the corner flag with Cahill. Cahill, sorry. That's a corner ball to Churchvilla. There's only 2 men in the box. The big boys are moving into the middle there now, so it seems to be something that they may have worked on. They're not putting the ball into the box. No, they're all in the box. There's actually 5 in the box. It's there are 6 in the box. Quick flick by the Churchvilla player actually goes to one of his own men on the post. Back out to the.
All left leg,
Back out to O'Sullivan. Quick 1-2, but going is harmlessly out of play. The Churchvilla guys are trying something anyway. But again, put his foot in the ball, tried to play it over number 6's head to Moss O'Leary, but goes out for a throw ball. Duggan for Grant with the throw ball. Richard here. Just to head it on, but goes straight to the Churchville player. Scott O'Shea makes the call. Harmlessly to the keeper. He plays it out to Harris. Harris moves into the middle to Kylie. Kylie turns on it to Sean Lynch. Sean Lynch tries to go. Perfectly timed tackle. Scott O'Shea comes out to collect. Easy ball. Easy ball. Richard is down on this right hand side. Plays it to Sean Lynch. Sean Lynch with the 1-2. Ball got caught up a small bit. Dylan Cahill comes away with the ball, plays it down the line. Tries to go around Sean Lynch. Actually, Sean Lynch plays it up for a corner. Churchvilla's second corner of the match. They'd have to be beating the first man with these corners, but it could be a ploy by them not to put it all the ways in. Actually, wait for the flick on. They're playing. 3 guys are staying back. Number 6 still seems to be carrying. Thomas O'Leary seems to be carrying that knock. He's running quite gingerly. Ball comes in, but there's a flick on by Eugene Hennessy. Play. Ball back in again. There's a header. And it's 2-0. Great header at the near post. Nothing can be done about that. And it beats Scott O'Shea down to his left, and we've 2-0 just going on 40 minutes. 2-0 to Churchvilla, and you have to say it's deserved. They're definitely the team are dominating the Grattan boys, and we see how they react to this, because they definitely reacted to the last one. I think it was the big centre midfielder that scored that. Not quite sure. Now Richard here on the ball, puts it to Duggan. Richard here into Sean Lynch. Turns on the ball. Back to Sean Lynch. Jimmy Carroll.
Scorer of goal number 2 for Churchvilla, number 8, Steve Bazek.
Steve Bazek on 40 minutes. Throw ball to the Grattan boys down the side. It was Hammersy for a goal kick for Churchvilla. And Sean Lynch seems to be down, seems to be hurt. It was actually a free kick to Grattan. He got the ball in, I think either a smack in the face or in the chest. And he seems to be okay. If it knocked the wind out of him, he's up again. Scott O'Shea now with the free kick. Up to Richie O'Hare. It's actually cleared by the goal scorer Basang. Out to Fleming now. Fleming looks to play down his right wing. The ball's put up by David Ford and Grattan. It's only a couple of minutes left in this half. You're probably looking at a minute or two added on for a couple of injuries on the goals. Fantastic effort from the throw ball. Everybody stood standing waiting for the ball to be played down the wing, but played into middle to Ian Cahill. Ian Cahill snaps at the shot and just goes narrowly wide. Scott O'Shea grounded. It was actually Paudie O'Sullivan who took that shot. Scott O'Shea puts the ball in. She headed up by Ian Cahill for a throw ball for Grattan. Eugene Hennessy just swipes that one, but it goes up to Damien McSweeney, whose touch is a bit heavy. Minahan on the ball now, trying to hold off two Grattan lads, but Paudie O'Shea is just narrowly offside.
Throw the ball down to boys.
And referee Thompson wants to talk to him about it. He must be thinking we're the Churchvilla team were all season, only one league win out of 15. Conceded 65 goals and scored 12, scored 2 in the first half in this one. Obviously they're up for the game a lot more than the Grattan guys. Now O'Shea with the free kick. Derek Kelly tries to flick at him, actually hits his head and goes back to one of the Churchvilla lads.
Stand!
Mossy Walsh up to Paudie O'Sullivan. Paudie O'Sullivan obviously, and the Churchvilla lads are through. Minahan has the ball. Tries a shot, but is actually closed on by two of the Grattan guys. The confidence in the Churchvilla players is definitely growing because they're trying all the fancy flicks and they seem to be coming off too. Tomas O'Leary has the ball. It's just a heavy pass straight to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan's looking for, he's looking for options. Puts the ball on the floor. It's up towards Richie O'Hare. Richie O'Hare challenges in the middle. And Stephen Harris on the ball. Sean Lynch. Lovely touch over. Damien McSweeney to Jimmy Carroll. Jimmy Carroll turns. Puts the ball in. Well defended by the centre back. Offside. Keeper on with the free kick. So look like hitting it long. Whittaker now has changed sides with McSweeney, tried to get a bit of penetration down towards the left and right and left back. Richie Harris seems to be moving forward a little bit. Ball over Whittaker's head. Fleming on the ball. Fleming moves inside. Easy ball to number 6. Tomas O'Leary. Tomas O'Leary plays it back to his number 4, Chris Smith. Smith with the long ball up over right back's head, but Ford is first to it. Danny Whittingham plays it back to Stephen Harris. Stephen Harris moves it to Derek Kiley. Derek Kiley moves it to Stephen Lynch. And Sean Lynch. Sean Lynch moves across the field. He was tempted to make the tackle, but decided against it. It's moved out for a Grattan throw ball. Duggan with the ball, moves it to Sean Lynch. Sean Lynch puts the foot in the ball, moves it into the middle to Derek Kiley. Derek Kiley is on to Richie O'Hare. Richie O'Hare moves it across. Doesn't have enough purchase on the ball to move it across to his left back. A throw ball to Churchvilla over towards the right back. Fleming with the ball. There it is, a half-time whistle. Churchvilla 2, Grattan 0. We'll see what team comes up now in the second half. Will the Grattan guys make any changes at half-time? They're all going in, so there must be... A lot of them seem to be warming up just before the second half.
After 7 minutes.
No changes at half time. Obviously the Grattan lads wanted to get their team in and have a quick chat with them. 2-0 down half time. Not ideal, but they want to be trying to hit the Churchvilla lads quickly. So Churchvilla to centre off, playing left to right into the shed end this time. Again, we're off second half, just on the half an hour, and that's Sean Lynch in the centre, and Stephen Harris heads it away goes to Danny Whittingham, looking to go towards his right back. Fleming goes around him, loses his concentration and moves the ball away, and it's up for a throw ball for Grattan. It's David Ford. Puts that in, and Grattan has a ball. Jimmy Carroll tries to put his foot around the ball, but the Churchvilla guys are best to it. A hair tackle by Stephen Harris takes out the Churchvilla player, but gets it cleanly. A throw ball for Churchvilla on the far side. Mossy Walsh doesn't seem to be in much of a hurry to get the ball. Actually, he receives the ball from the throw ball, puts his foot in the ball, puts it in. And Scott O'Shea, easy ball for him. Looks to release Danny Whittingham, but actually holds on to it. The ball actually goes to Danny Whittingham, who tries to head it on. Jimmy Carroll takes the ball on with the flick, actually goes to Chris Smith. And Jimmy Carroll gets the ball, moves inside the box, takes a shot, but it's patted away. Fell to Derek Kiley, but the ball got away from him, put his left foot in with number 3, Mossy Walsh. And it's a free out to the Churchvilla guys. And the man with the kick out. The ball's up in the air. And Eugene Hennessy puts over play. Bit of shoulders. I think number 11 thinks he's playing the other sport. Eugene Hennessy went over a little bit quick, but he had to let the referee know what he just did. It's a bit of handbags. Throw ball to Churchvilla down the side. Referee Thompson, referee McCarthy is going to talk to both of them. Looks like he's threatening them with the card. Yellow card for both. Fleming just below Sarah now with the throw ball, looking for the available man. Tomas O'Leary seems to be over that knock he took in the first half. Seems to be moving a lot easier now. And Churchvilla throw. Inside to Tomas O'Leary. Tomas O'Leary in a quick snapshot by Mellon, but just goes a couple of yards wide. Didn't test O'Shea at all. O'Shea with the goal kick. Grattan are now bringing on Donal Lyons, who scored a goal here in 2009 against Strand in the President's Cup final, coming on for for Derek Kiley. Obviously Don is going to try to look to use his pace. Probably play right on the last man. A tactical change from the Grattan lads. Bit of chatter in the middle between Hennessy, O'Hare and Sean Lynch. O'Shea puts the ball directly to Paddy O'Sullivan, the goal scorer, who goes straight at the centre back, tries to play it through the middle, but Harris is best to it and puts it out for a throw ball. I think that Don Lyons is playing right in between the two centre backs. They want to be wary of the conditions. The ball's going to skid off the ground a lot quicker. O'Sullivan tries to go around forward. It comes to nothing. Throw ball to Churchvilla. Straight to Carroll in the middle. Oh, Danny Whittingham gives it to Jamie Carroll. Jamie Carroll moves into space. Tries to put the ball over the top to Donald Lyons, but Smith is best to it. Now Stephen Lynch on the ball. Gives it David Ford. Comes off the centre midfielder. Goes to Tim Minahan for Churchvilla. Now Richie O'Hare has the ball in the middle. Puts his foot in the ball, looking for one of his teammates. But it gets away from the Churchville player. Number 9, Minahan, Brian Minahan. And so for a throw ball. Duggan with the ball. Gives it to Sean Lynch in the middle. Gives it to Carroll. Gets lucky, ball goes to Richie O'Hare with the ball. Silly ball goes past Carroll. Paddy O'Sullivan would have been offside anyway, but referee plays advantage. O'Shea gives it to Duggan. Duggan's looking for one of his teammates. Gives it to Damien McSweeney. Damien McSweeney moves inside. Turns on it. Goes back to Stephen Harris. Stephen Harris gives it to Eugene Hennessy in the middle. Eugene Hennessy puts it out to Duggan. Sean Lynch with the flick on. Jimmy Carroll. The silly ball goes directly up for a throw ball for Churchvilla. Donald Lyons with the flick on. Jamie Carroll, who's onto it. Battle down towards the corner. The corner ball to Grattan. You have to, Grattan definitely started the second half better, but they have to be making more of those chances. They have to be putting the ball to Carroll's feet, and Donald Lyons hasn't touched the ball since he came on yet. Ball goes straight out for a goal kick from Richie O'Hare. He hasn't done well on with the dead ball so far in the game. It's a goal kick now. And a man with the goal kick. Playing into the wind. The rain has picked up. You can see the ball getting caught in the wind. Danny Whittingham tries to go to the line, gets his first touch. Plays it down to Whittingham down the line. And then quick corner for the Grattan guys again. Now this seems to be crowding the keeper. Ball comes in. Quick one. Whittingham takes his touch. Richie O'Hare with the ball, puts it across. Clear by Churchvilla. No, Brian Minahan. Quick clearance, but goes straight to O'Shea. O'Shea needs to move towards the ball a little bit quicker than that. But the clearance goes to Richie O'Hare. Richie O'Hare heads it straight to Churchvilla keeper, who takes it very easily. big clearance. No one in the middle waiting for that ball to come down, but 2 Churchvilla players actually go for it at the same time. Now Max Sweeney's on the ball, looking to make something happen. Gives the ball to Duggan. Duggan puts it past Carroll. Carroll lets it run. Ball gets away from him. Things just happen to be happening properly for Carroll this game. Now Sean Lynch goes to collect and puts it back to O'Shea. O'Shea with the ball straight up into the air. Ball over Carroll's head. Just seem to be jumping at the ball there and nothing happening at all. Sean Lynch in the middle has time, moves it past the centre midfielder. Still plenty time with the ball, gives it to Duggan. Three Grattan fellas looking for the ball. Max Sweeney moving into the middle. Quick 1-2 with Sean, actually comes off. It's a throw ball to the Grattan guys, about 10 yards from the corner flag. Duggan on the ball, looking for a player. Sean makes himself available. Ball up over the top. Stephen Harris moves onto the ball, but just clears it. Richard here is on the ball now. Just goes out for another throw in to Churchville. Down to the left of us. Fleming wants to collect the ball. The Churchville captain. Looking for the available player. But the ball's going to go down the line. And flick on by Cahill. And the other Cahill tries to make his presence known. No Richo here. Lovely ball to Donald Lyons. Donald Lyons trying to use his pace. And he just snatched at it. He's trying to make his mark on the game. He's only on the last few minutes. About 10 minutes into the game, Grattan. They're getting the opportunities, but they're not hitting the net. I don't think they haven't had a shot on target all game. Now the Grattan guys are talking to their subs bench, see if they can make a change. The referee's not happy with that ball. Doesn't seem to be moving too well. And the man with the ball now. And the flick on by Cahill. Goes straight to Stephen Harris. Moves it to his right back. But is met there by the other Cahill. Damien McSweeney on the ball. Tries to go around the left back. But is fouled in the process. The Grattan lads are trying to will each other on, trying to get the ball quicker. But it's when they get the ball, they have to start doing stuff with it now. The Grattan guys seem to be readying other players to come on. And who's going to get whipped? Eugene Hennessy, is he going to put it in the box? Sweeney with the flick on. Running the lines with the ball, but it's called offside. Porto Shea come across for some water. 2 balls on the pitch. And we've a sub now. And Jamie Carroll is coming off. And we have Mark Hurley coming on for Grattan. Just nearly on the hour mark. seems that Mark Hurley has moved to the left-hand side. He pushed Danny Whittingham up front.
Grattan United, number 15, Mark Hurley, replaces number 19, Jamie Carroll.
And a mount the kick and the flick on goes to Sean Lynch, but Ian Cahill or Dylan Cahill's on the ball, tries to put Minihan through, but Stephen Harris is best to it, and he's gone off for a goal kick. O'Shea with the goal kick. That's met in the middle by Dylan Cahill. And Cahill on the ball now again. Goes around Danny McSweeney. And goes up for a throw ball to Grattan on the far side. Adrian Duggan gives it to Sean Lynch. Eugene Hennessy tries to put it across the pitch. Mark Hurley gets his first touch. The ball over the top. But good clearance by Duggan. And it's gone up for a corner on the far side. And Duggan did the right thing because it was 2-on-1. And he would have put Ian Cahill through. Paddy O'Sullivan, goal scorer, is going to take this corner on the far side. The Churchville lads only 3 in the box. Chris Smith now is moving in on the far side. We'll be hoping for a flick on. There's 2 right in front of the keeper O'Shea. The ball comes in. And scrambled in the box, Richie here clears. Danny McSweeney, the break is on. Mark Hurley picks it up. Danny Whittingham. Goes out for a goal kick. Let's hand around with the goal kick. Not a great one, goes straight to down the lines. Nice touch, lets him down. A goal kick, wasn't a great goal kick by Andaman. And leads to a Grattan throw ball just below us here. Duggan finds lines down the wing. Paddy O'Sullivan, he puts his man through. Dylan Cahill on the ball. Quite lovely tackle by David Ford, and Scott O'Shea tips it around the box bar. So great tackle by Ford, and you could see O'Shea puts it, make sure of it. We've Jason O'Leary warming up below us. You'd have to think that the Grattan lads are looking at bringing him on. Has a few tricks up his sleeve. Okay, so we've Paddy O'Sullivan to take the corner ball. 5 in the box with the Churchvilla. Ball goes in, doesn't beat. Duggan at the front post. And goes up for a corner again. Same again, doesn't beat the man in the front post, but goes straight up in the air. Ball could go anywhere. Seems to be a bit of a push, and it's a free out for Grattan. And they're trying to do things a bit sharpish now. The referee is telling O'Shea to move back. He seems to be in line with the linesman. Ball goes up, Richie here in the middle. Stephen Harris is best of it. He loses his footing, but is up again. Gives the ball to Sean Lynch. Richard here, loads of time, loads of place. The ball just falls again to one of the Churchvilla players. No Churchvilla on the break. O'Shea clears it. Down the lines. It's not Richard here. Richard here has the ball. Good for one of his players. Sean Lynch takes it. Back to Max Sweeney. Max Sweeney back to O'Hare. And now Max Sweeney again. I seem to run out of ideas for a moment. But it's a throw ball to Churchvilla. The rain is really coming down now, so it's going to get a lot slippier. Bit of lack of communication there for a moment. But it's still a throw ball to Grattan. Dug into Richie O'Hare. Richie O'Hare goes around the centre back. And down the lines on the ball. Puts in centre back. Very unfortunate. It should have hit in the back of the net, but Handeman was there to stop the ball with his foot. I know you have a free into Grattan. I'm not sure what that was for. Richie here has the ball. So 15 yards inside the Churchvilla half. Referees, keepers calling for a wall and then ask them to disband. 2 men on the wall. Richie here should be putting this in the box. A couple of Grattan players in there. But tries the shot. And the man takes it easily. We waited all game for the shot and target from the Grattan. 2 in quick succession. Mark Butler takes the ball. Sean Lynch is on the ball now. Plays down lanes through, but it just gets away from him, unfortunately. The man is taking his time. And we have a Grattan player down. Bit of a coming together with lines and the keeper. And the Grattan management are conferring with Eugene Hensey. Will be a change of tactics, or just Duggan seems to take something. Oh, sorry, David Ford seems to take a knock to the throat, but he seems to be okay. Tony O'Brien, the Grattan physio, okay man, he's all right, but has to leave the field of play. Just wait to be called back onto the pitch by the referee. And the man with the kick out. 2 Churchvilla players under it. It falls to Paddy O'Sullivan. Plays back to the left back. It is quickly closed on by Whittingham. About halfway through the second half now. Still 2-0 Churchvilla. 2 goals in the first half. Grattan team don't seem to be at the races at all today. And Sean Lynch now in the middle. Heads back towards his teammate up the right wing. Goes up for another throw ball to Grattan over towards the right back. Adrian Duggan on the ball now. Plays up to Damien McSweeney. And another throw ball to Grattan. Jason O'Leary coming on. And Jason O'Leary's coming on for Danny Whittingham. You'd have to think that Jason O'Leary's going to play on the right wing. Jason's been with the Grattan team for the last nearly 20 years now. Was with New Farm beforehand.
Substitution.
Sean Lynch down the ball, gives the ball. Jason O'Leary gets his first touch. Ball to Mark.
Number 7, Daniel Whittington.
Mark Hurley. Eugene Hennessy's under this. That looked like it touched actually one of the Grattan lads. Or the Churchvilla things, but it's a Churchvilla ball. And it's Graham Fleming on the ball. Looks like one of his own players. And Eugene Hennessy puts it out of there. And stretching at that. Fleming again. Tries the long one this time. Comes to Paddy O'Sullivan. Snatches at it. A couple of yards wide. You would have to say that Graham Fleming, who's just returning from injury for Churchville, has actually held up quite well in the conditions. Testament to the players playing these conditions. Oh, so Sean Lynch on the ball. Ball gets away from him. Minahan with the ball. Cross to Paddy O'Sullivan. Paddy O'Sullivan lets the ball get away from him. Got the corner. Paddy O'Sullivan now has the ball. Corner flag. Grattan player down again, but he's up. He's okay. Paddy O'Sullivan with the corner. First man again, but David Ford puts it up for another corner. Paddy O'Sullivan again. Must be beating the first man next time. Goes long this time. Falls one of the Churchville players just inside the box. Puts it in. O'Sullivan or O'Shea is best to that. Gives it straight to Mark Hurley. Mark Hurley takes the touch. Down the line says the ball, but the ball gets away from him. Now Stephen Lynch has the ball. Puts it over to Damien McSweeney. But the ball gets away from him. I don't know if it was a touch or he tried to put lines through, but the ball got away. And the keeper picks the ball up. Big boot again underneath O'Sullivan and Ford. But O'Sullivan's there. It's a rash challenge by Ford, who went through O'Sullivan with Churchvilla. And he sees yellow for complaining to the referee. That's Grattan's second yellow of the game, third of the game, full stop. Ray Toomey, the Churchvilla managers on the pitch for Paddy O'Sullivan. Should be okay to continue. About 15-16 minutes left in this half. It just doesn't seem to be happening at all for the Grattan team, but Churchvilla players seem to be matching them across the park. Which hasn't been a great league season for them. Could end with cup glory. Something to bring that back down to East Cork. Down to Clyne. And Tomas O'Leary, Churchvilla's top goal scorer for the season. I don't know if he tried to hit it back out of play because it was a bit of fair play, or that was an actual shot on target. Steps in beside the goal scorer, slid in, puts the ball out of play. Mark Hurley tries the flick, doesn't come off for him. Paddy O'Sullivan on the ball. It's 2 or 3 yards offside easily. He didn't look across the line. O'Shea picks up, tries to do something quickly with it. O'Sullivan or O'Shea, who's been with the Grattan boys for the last 4 years, trying to make something happen, but goes directly to one of the Churchvilla players and goes up for a throw ball to Grattan. And you can see the Grattan lads are trying to do things quickly. Churchvilla just seem to be clearing it, but Paddy O'Sullivan gets away, moves in towards, he's 1-on-1. And great finish by O'Sullivan for his second of the game. With about 15 minutes to go. Let's watch that replay again. Far post.
Scorer of goal number 3 for
Great finish by O'Sullivan.
Number 7.
Easily their best player. Easily the best player on the park. So it's Churchvilla 3, Grattan 0. About 15 minutes to go. Can they claw anything back in? And so Sean Lynch over the forward. There's Mark Hurley. Since Mark Hurley's come on, he's tried all these flicks, don't seem to be coming off for him. Just put his foot in the ball, bit of communication from his teammates. Clearance by O'Shea. Under Mark Hurley. And here's Tomaso there now on the ball. Plays it into the middle of the park. Ball up over the top. O'Shea has got to come and claim that. Easy ball. O'Shea plays it out to Aidan Duggan. Plays into the middle to Richie O'Hare. Richie O'Hare gives it to Eugene Hennessy. Turns on it. Back again to Richie O'Hare. Richie O'Hare. Hennessy with the ball. To Sean Lynch. Just gets away from him. There's Paddy O'Sullivan. Ball in behind the left back to Ian Cahill. Doesn't come off. That's a Grattan throw. Now you have to look at, even if you look at the floodlights, you can see the rain coming down. Terrible conditions to be playing here, especially start of May. We have a Churchvilla sub. Deneen coming on for Ian Cahill. It looks like he's going to go straight up onto the centre back. It looks like Adrian Duggan seems to be
number 13, Deneen, replaces number 11, Ian Cahill.
Seems like Adrian Duggan seems to be coming off. That seems to be their 4th sub. I think the referee seems to be okay with that. There's 5 subs in the cup final. So Timmy Power's coming on. Adrian Duggan. Two lads falling over each other. Brian Minhan and Eugene Hennessy. Eugene Hennessy had a chat from the referee already, but they just fought each other. I don't know if it was unintentional. So throw ball below us here. Graham Fleming with the throw ball, but the referee has asked him to take it back. And Eugene Hennessy's coming off. And Ken Bruton's coming on. So the Grattan lads have used their full 5 from 7. We won't be seeing Ty Glennon, or Ty Glawton, sorry, tonight. So that might see him set next season. Throw, free kick to Grattan just below us. We'll push on Mark Hurley's back. Scott O'Shea now with the free kick. Gives straight to David Ford. David Ford moves it into the inside. Richie here on the ball, gives it back to David Ford. David Ford, quick touch. It doesn't, comes to nothing. Now Richie here on the ball in the middle again. Goes through the ball, it's okay. Now Richie here. Ball up over his head, Minahan with the ball. Mark Hurley goes under his head, but gets a kick in the back for his troubles. That's a free kick to Grattan. And Grattan need to be doing something really quick because they've only a few minutes left in this half. Talking less than 10 minutes. Which here is going to put in the box. It's easily cleared. Actually falls to one of the Grattan guys. Back to Richie O'Hare again. He's going to put his foot in the ball. Tries to go around 2 Churchvilla players. Comes to nothing. And Fleming puts it away. Timmy Power with his first touch of the ball. The clearance. And Richie here tries to put Jason O'Leary away. It's a throw ball on the far side. Jason O'Leary picks it up. He's got to be looking for Timmy Power quickly. Timmy Power on the ball. Timmy tries to move inside. Richie here gives it back to Jason O'Leary. Jason O'Leary loads the time on the ball. He's onside. He's got to be putting it in. Tries to put it across the face of the goal, but it's clear by the first man. So we have a corner ball on the far side. They've got to be doing something quickly here. Donal Lyons takes it up from Jason O'Leary. Donal comes on the inside. But it's cleared. Paddy O'Sullivan. He's playing right. Paddy O'Sullivan is the ball. Moves just inside the box. Tries to go around Timmy Power. And the ball goes out of play. As I said earlier, Paddy O'Sullivan definitely best player in the park. Every time he seems to get the ball, he seems to be going at the right or the left back, causing him a lot of trouble. Stephen Harris is getting frustrated with himself. Obviously, nothing seems to be coming up for him either. So Tomas O'Leary. The referee McCarthy is telling the lads to calm down a small bit. At the end of the day, it's only a game of football. Tomas O'Leary on the ball. Tries to put one of his teammates, Brian Menon, through, but the ball just gets away. Oh, so you've Ford, plays it to Hurley. And Hurley picks up a yellow card for his troubles. Scratton's third yellow of the match. Now John O'Driscoll, I don't think I mentioned him all match on the ball. That shows how quiet the Churchvilla defenders have been. Rarely mentioned Chris Smith or John O'Driscoll. Now John O'Driscoll is going to be putting it in towards the penalty spot. The ball falls to Sean Lynch. Sean Lynch trying to take it up from back. Richie O'Hare. And Timmy Power now on the wing. Plays it inside to Ken Bruton, but doesn't come off. Ken Bruton's getting dragged out of the defence. Ken Bruton's at the back, and he's actually been told by Philip Moore to move back there. Scott O'Shea quick free kick. Doesn't come off. Stephen Harris on the ball. Stephen Harris gives it to Ken Bruton. Back to Harris again. Harris gives it to Sean Lynch. Sean Lynch to Richie O'Hare. Ball gets away from him again. Seems to be the same thing over and over again. The ball getting away from the Grattan guys. Good stop by Ken Bruton. Actually picked up a bit of an injury because of that. Good sliding tackle there by Chris Smith. Solid at the back all day. And Richie here gives it to Sean Lynch. Sean Lynch goes in a run. The ball gets underneath his feet. And it's cleared by Churchvilla and a throw ball on the far side to Grattan. With 5 minutes left in this match. Richie here has the ball. Gives it to Damien McSweeney. Probing run. Puts it across. Oh, and Handyman stops it straight at him. Good hands. Richie here puts it back in. And Handyman collects again. If it wasn't for Handyman, Grattan could have had 2 or 3, but having said that, the ball has been straight at him as well. So it's Deneen with the ball. Tries to play Minahan. Timmy Power with the ball now. Gives to O'Leary. Ken Bruton up the line. And Richard here has the ball. O'Leary in the middle. Gives the ball to McSweeney. McSweeney plays it across. The Churchvilla centre back just clears the ball. Smith just clears the ball. Give Ray Toomey asking these lads to warm up, maybe give them a few minutes. Seemed like young fellas, so probably came through the Churchvilla schoolboy section. Give them a few minutes up and turn his cross. Throw ball now for Grattan. Stable forward on the ball, looking for his teammates. Gives it to O'Hare. And the ball is cleared up to Paddy O'Sullivan. Takes his touch. A sliding tackle by McSweeney. He's going to take Paddy O'Sullivan out, but he saw it. He just jumped over. Free ball to Churchvilla. Straight down the line. Stephen Harris clears up, actually takes his touch. Hurley with the ball. Richard here takes it up. Gives it to O'Leary. O'Leary moves around towards the middle of the pitch. Handball by Lyons. Lyons hasn't been too effective since he came on. 3 subs by Churchvilla. I said definitely a few young fellas coming on. Give him a few minutes. Looks like number 14, Karl Jablowski. Connor Toomey, number 12. And Stuart Crichton coming on as well. So Fleming, the captain, coming off. Paddy O'Sullivan, boy man of the match, coming off. 2 goals, 1 in each half. And I didn't see who the third person that came off was. We'll get that one announcement on the PM in a few moments. Richie here giving away a silly free kick. So Tomas O'Leary with free kick, 20 yards inside the Grattan half. Straight into O'Shea's hands. O'Shea looks to make something happen quickly, gives the ball quickly to O'Leary. O'Leary goes around the left back, still has the ball. The ball gets away now this time. And slides into put out a play for a Churchvilla throw on the far side on the halfway line. Saxone takes the ball, but puts it around to Churchvilla right back and goes out for a throw ball to Churchvilla. Saxone has the ball now. He puts O'Leary through, but the ball gets away from him. And it goes out for a goal kick to Churchvilla. And the wind and the rain hasn't stopped throughout the whole game. And it's really coming down now. So Handeman with the goal kick. It's been held up in the wind. Sweeney takes it down. Looks to make something happen. Gives the O'Hare in the middle. Back to Ford. Ford moves into the midfield. And just pushed off the ball as he makes the pass to Power. Power plays it into the middle to Bruton. Bruton goes around one of the players. He plays it directly to one of the Churchvilla lads. Up over the top with straight to O'Shea. Lynch in the middle. Gives it up to Max Sweeney down below us. He cuts inside. Gives it to O'Hare. O'Hare plays it directly to the Churchvilla left back, Marcy Walsh. O'Shea with the big boot. Timmy Power under it. Just gets away from him. And the ball is just played forward again to O'Shea. That's all it seemed what Churchvilla want to do now is just move it out of their half. Paddy Deneen plays it to Tomas O'Leary in the middle, but it goes to nothing. Max Sweeney now for Grattan. And that's the Churchvilla ball. Churchvilla's last sub, number 16. We talked him on earlier, but didn't. Not for Tomas O'Leary. There's probably only about a minute left in this. Bruton plays it back to O'Shea. Straight to O'Hare in the middle. He tries to play it up over the top. Comes to nothing. Sweeney has the ball. And that's it. Churchvilla 3, Castleview 0.
Please show your appreciation to both teams and officials for an entertaining evening of football. The presentation will now take place in front of the Donny Court stand, and the format for the presentation is man of the match, match officials, runners-up captain, and the winner captain. Thank you.
So Churchvilla captain Graham Fleming will be presented with the cup in front of the Donny Ford stand, in front of their fans and the family members who made the trip.
Dennis Crowley of the Cork Athletic Union League. And I ask the man of the match, and the man of the match this evening is number 7 of Churchvilla, Paddy O'Sullivan.
Paddy O'Sullivan got man of the match officially. He was always going to get it. Best player on the pitch by a mile. Condolences to the Grattan lads.
Could I ask Paddy O'Sullivan to come and collect his trophy, please? Thank you.
I think the Grattan guys could to hold their head high. It's tough to try to get the turners across. It's nice to get there.
Show your appreciation.
But at the end of the day, the better team won.
Well done, Paddy. We now ask the officials to come forward to collect their medals. Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, assisted by Mr. Tony Thompson and Mr. Brian Ford. Well done, lads. Well done, Paul. Well done, Tony. Well done, Brian. They have the runners-up captain for Grattan United, please, Richard O'Hare.
And Richard O'Hare's collecting the runners-up.
Please show your appreciation for the runners-up. Thank you. We have the captain of Churchvilla, Mr. Graham Fleming.
Graham Fleming up to collect the trophy.
The trophy and the medal. Again, show your appreciation to the winners. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Cork Athletic Union League, we thank you for your support here this evening and a very nasty, wet evening, but enjoyable. Thank you.
Fair play to the Churchvilla lads. Had a tough season, but ended it with a bit of silverware. I'm sure they're going to Kilboy down in Clyne, have a few sociables, and they have a couple of games left in the league, but it looks like they're going to go down. If you can end the season with any bit of silverware, you'll be happy with that. The players are there with the kids as well. Churchvilla guys are all celebrating, whereas the Grattan team now have to lick their wounds, go back, get changed, commiserations. There's always next season. So thanks to everyone that has tuned in with us online today.
So folks, there we have it. It's full time here at Turner's Cross. The weather has been atrocious all night, but nonetheless some great displays of football put on, Dean.
Absolutely, like you, as I said before the match, it depends what happens when they cross that line, and the Churchvilla lads have been fantastic. Like Paddy O'Sullivan in the middle for them, everything went through him. He made a Churchvilla tick. Got man of the match. He was my man of the match. I said it about a half an hour before the match even finished that he would get man of the match. 2 goals as well. 2 really good goals.
Like when you get 1 goal, you know, from the Grattan side, 1 goal, it's like, come on lads, dig deep. When you get the second goal, really it is, you're kind of questioning your next plan as a player. Yeah,
it's hard to come back from 2-0 down, 3-0 down. Like Liverpool are 3-0 up at the moment. They were 3-0 down.
Yeah.
So especially in these conditions, it's hard to pull yourself back from being 2 down, and then when that third goal went in,
it was kind of the nail in the coffin.
Their heads went down, they were doing silly things, they weren't getting the foot in the ball, and at the end of the day, 3-0, fair play to Churchvilla. I suppose up in the press box, what way did it look to you on the sideline? You know, you kind of don't see everything. What way did the game flow? No, it seemed to be very to and fro across the pitch. No one was putting the foot in the ball. The Churchvilla fellas in the middle were definitely, they tried to make something happen all the time. It just wasn't happening for the Grattan lads. I'm sure it was the weather, probably the occasion as well, probably got to them.
Yeah. To sum it up, would it be a game literally that, I suppose, at the start on paper we said Grattan would be favourites until we saw, obviously, the opposition that they faced?
I said at the start it would be 3-0. I obviously got it completely wrong, so I haven't a clue what I'm talking about. But no, the Churchvilla lads, obviously, they deserved everything. Fair play.
Well, thanks very much for joining us here at Turner's Cross. From myself, Alan Gould, Brian on sound and camera, and obviously Dean doing a fantastic job with the commentary. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast. We'll see you soon.